John Airy here with AinitCool.com, coming to you from the Alamo Draft House on South Lamar here in Austin, Texas. Just got out of a screening of Dark Shadows, directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp. The movie is based on the late 60s after-school soap opera involving werewolves and vampires and witches and old stately manners. Here we have Johnny Depp playing a man who is cursed by a witch, turned into a vampire, thrown into a coffin, and resurrected 200 years later in the early 70s. There he finds the remnants of his family and his fortune are still under the thumb of the witch who turned him into a vampire, and he must take revenge. For fans of the original Dark Shadows, there's lots here for you to love. You have that same sort of soap opera pacing here, where things move very slow, there's lots of dialogue, all the characters talk about the plot incessantly. There's no subtlety here as far as the plot goes. Every little plot detail is talked about. In some cases it's talked into the ground. So if you have trouble keeping up with your movies normally and you need lots of exposition, this is the movie for you. All the performances are way over the top, definitely keeping in that soap opera tone and feel. For me, Eva Green really steals the show. She plays the character of the witch to a point that it's just boiling over with emotion. It's really a really great, over-the-top, over-dramatic performance, and it really works well here in the picture. Things that don't work well in the picture, sometimes the humor is sort of shoehorned in. There's this interesting, I'll say interesting, and very funny sex scene in the middle of the film between Barnabas and the witch, and it doesn't quite fit in the tone, and that happens throughout the film, where little moments just kind of take you out of the world that they built up here, and it reminds you that this is indeed a campy movie based off a campy TV show. On the plus side, Tim Burton does a really, really wonderful job of building this melancholy world of the early 1970s. The set design, the costuming, the lighting, they all work really well here to create this wonderful world. It's a little under 2 hours, and the last 20 minutes just feel like it drags on and on and on. Should have been this very exciting duel between a witch and a vampire in a giant haunted mansion, which sounds pretty cool, but in reality it just kind of plodded along, and it kept in that same sort of pacing that they had set up earlier in the film with the soap opera, lots of talking, really moving slow throughout, and it just wasn't that exciting. So overall, I wanted to like Dark Shadows a lot. I totally saw what they were trying to accomplish with Dark Shadows, but it just didn't really work for me. And yeah, unless you've seen Dark Shadows and you're a fan of it, I don't think you're really going to appreciate this film. But that's just my opinion. You can leave your comments below and keep checking back in with AinitCool.com for more news and reviews. I'm John Airy.